One of the greatest and most exciting updates added to 1.17 was the geode. Now the geode is pretty awesome for a few reasons. You can find some of the cool new blocks like calcite and smooth basalt, which are pretty cool blocks, but you also have amethyst everywhere. And amethyst is a new special ore added to Minecraft. So as you can see, we have these blocks of amethyst. We also have these things right here called budding amethyst. And with budding amethyst, you can actually see right there, it grew after I broke it. It will actually grow amethyst right before your eyes. Now I have my tick speed turned up, so this is a bit faster than normal. But once you break these amethyst buds, you can get, little shards of amethyst, and once it's fully grown and you break it, you can get an amethyst shard. Now amethyst shards can craft some really cool things, like the new spyglass and the new tinted glass. Both of these are pretty cool. Tinted glass is pretty much how it sounds, tinted glass, and the spyglass is a nice little tool that you can use to zoom in. But beyond these two blocks, there really isn't much else that amethyst can do besides just look pretty. And today I had the question, what would happen and what would it look like if Mojang added amethyst tools, weapons, and armor into Minecraft? And I'm also going to show you guys how you can add it into your own game in case you want to use it. So today I'm showing off a data pack that adds this really cool amethyst armor, weapons, and tools into the game. It was created by a member of Planet Minecraft named Artemis Not Found, and if you want to use the data pack yourself, you should check it out down in the description below. I highly recommend it because this is a really cool data pack. So here I have an example of amethyst armor. Of course, you will use your amethyst shards to craft some amethyst armor right there. Now this data pack is actually just using the diamond texture for amethyst, rather the other way around. They're using the amethyst texture on diamond armor, but we can still craft diamond armor and amethyst armor. So this is my idea of how this would work. Pretty much, you have your diamond armor, and you add a netherite ingot with a smithing table to make a netherite armor. That's what we know, that's what we're used to. 1.16 added that a while ago. But then, beyond that, I think it would be cool if you can take your netherite armor, add an amethyst shard to get your amethyst armor. And over here I have the durabilities. Obviously diamond armor has normal diamond armor durability, and we all know with netherite has even better durability than diamond. But amethyst armor is absolutely unbreakable. So let's grab a crafting table here and grab ourselves some amethyst shards to craft some of this amethyst armor. First, we have the chest plate here. It gives me a knowledge book, but eventually it gives me the item once I click on it. So we have a full set of amethyst armor here. Let's also grab some sticks and make ourselves some amethyst tools and weapons. Of course, we have to have the amethyst sword and obviously the amethyst pickaxe. Those are the most classic. So let's equip the amethyst armor, amethyst sword, pickaxe, see how this looks. So here's the pickaxe texture, here's the sword texture, definitely pretty cool. And of course, we have the awesome armor texture. I think this looks really cool. I think it could probably use a little bit of work, but I still think this looks really awesome, and it definitely looks like I am wearing amethyst. Now, if we look over this amethyst, we can see that it gives, similar armor and armor toughness to diamond, does similar damage to diamond, similar attack speed, except underneath it, there's a lore tip that says unbreakable for the armor, for the sword, or the pickaxe. And I think this is a really cool functionality. If I change the time to day here really fast and go to game mode survival, as I use it, these armor and tools are unbreakable and will not use durability as many times as I use them. So I guess having amethyst makes unbreaking and mending kind of worthless if this is how it was implemented into the game. However, it would be really hard to upgrade to amethyst armor because first, you would have to get diamond armor, which is already hard enough, upgrade it to netherite, which is even harder, and then find amethyst and upgrade it to amethyst armor. So by this point, you'd probably already have enough mending and unbreaking, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Now obviously, I showed off those two geodes right in the beginning of the video, and those were pretty easy for me to find because I went into game mode spectator and I just flew around and found some geodes. I have another one right here underground. And geodes are actually not super rare. If I fly around here, we occasionally see some geodes here and there. They're not the most rare thing in Minecraft. However, when you're just mining around and you're underground, geodes can be incredibly hard to find. Playing the 1.17 snapshots, I've only legitimately found 2 geodes, but I found tons and tons of diamonds. It's much easier, in my opinion, to find diamonds and netherite than it is to find geodes. And if Mojang really wanted to make amethyst armor and weapons the new meta, the new best armor and weapons you can get in the game, I'm sure they would even make the geode spawn chance even lower. Of course, everything in 1.17 is subject to change right now. Now, the other cool thing about this snapshot and geode armor in general is, of course, we would have the ability to enchant all of this with normal enchantments, of course. So we can make an enchantment table here really fast, you know, just build it up, get our really good enchantments, just so we can enchant this and show it off, because I think it's really cool. So we have this. Let's take our swords, see what we can get. Oh, we need to add a few more bookshelves here, stuff like that. Boom, there we go. Okay. Oh, we have some grass in the way, that's why. Get that. Sharpness 3. Okay, what can we get on the pickaxe? Efficiency 4. Unbreaking 3. And again, just like the sword, just like the armor, even the pickaxe would be absolutely indestructible, which I think would be really cool. This would definitely give players, you know, something to work for, something to work with, and I think this would be a really cool addition. Again, this snapshot makes it so that you can just craft this armor directly from amethyst shards, but I would definitely prefer this function of upgrading your armor. You know, when you make netherite armor, you're just upgrading your diamond armor. Same with amethyst, I would like it to be an upgrade to netherite. So of course, it would have all the benefits of netherite, like not burning in lava and having increased durability, but amethyst would simply be indestructible. The only way you could really lose your amethyst armor is if you died and someone took it, or you fell in the void and lost it. But ultimately, it would not break. It is absolutely indestructible, which would mean this would definitely be a great goal for players to work towards, and you know, the progression of armor and weapons would be even more. Now, beyond this, it would definitely be cool to still potentially see some more amethyst things in the game. Of course, we have amethyst tools and weapons now and armor, which is really cool, but seeing more types of amethyst blocks or potentially more types of amethyst weapons might be even cooler. We know that the combat snapshot is coming up soon, and with that combat snapshot, we might see even more armor types and more weapon types. It's not confirmed, it's just speculation. But regardless, I think this snapshot, or this data pack rather, is pretty cool, and you should definitely check it out. It's working on the latest snapshot. So I'm on the latest snapshot. I think it works on all 1.17 snapshots, as long as the amethyst is added, so you guys should definitely check it out. But if you guys enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. But anyways, guys, this is JWhisp, and I will see you guys all in the next video.